Hello students, today we are going to start a new course on Electrical Machine 1. This course is for 3rd sem students of Electrical Engineering. In this video, we will discuss about Introduction of Electrical Machine. I am Amit Pandey, Assistant Professor in Department of Electrical Engineering at Global Institute of Technology. Electrical machines have become very important in our daily life. Electrical machines are electromechanical devices. It converts mechanical energy into electrical energy and electrical energy into mechanical energy. It also includes transformers, which basically just convert AC current from one voltage level to another voltage level. And they are called as step-up transformer and step-down transformer. Use of electricity has changed our daily life. Like air and water, we take electricity for granted. Electricity is generated through electrical generator, and we use electricity for many jobs like lighting, heating, cooling, and for computers. Even for making this video, we are using laptop. This also works on electricity. About 100 years ago, candles, kerosene oil are used for lighting purpose. Benjamin Franklin made us understand that lighting is electricity. Before 1879, direct current electricity was used for lighting purpose. In late 1800, Nikola Tesla used alternating current for generation, transmission, and distribution. It reduced the cost of electricity. So Tesla invention brought electricity into homes to power indoor lighting. Electric motors impact almost every aspect of modern living. Refrigerators, vacuum cleaners, air conditioners, fans, computer hard drives, automatic car windows, and multitudes of other appliances and devices all use electric motors to convert electrical energy into useful mechanical energy. For classification purpose of electrical machines, there is a law which is popularly known as Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. The law states that if a conductor cuts the magnetic flux, EMF gets induced into it. So, for this law, three things are required. The first is conductor for EMF generation. Second is there should be a rotation of magnetic field, that is magnetic flux, and for rotation a prime mover is required. So, when conductor is stationary and flux is rotating, the machine is called as synchronous machine. And when conductor is rotating and the flux is stationary, the machine is called as DC machine. And when flux and conductor both are stationary, the machine is called as transformer. So, when we classify the electrical machines, there is a DC machine in which we study DC generator and DC motor. There is a transformer in which we study single phase transformer and 3-phase transformer. There is an induction motor in which we study 3-phase induction motor and single phase induction motor. There is another machine, synchronous machine, in which we study synchronous generator, or also called as alternator, and synchronous motor. There is a group of other motors which collectively known as special motors. The construction of DC generator and DC motors are same. So commonly they are called as DC machine. The basic structure consists yoke, armature core, poles, armature conductors, brushes, and commutators. Commutators are also known as split ring or mechanical rectifier. The AC motor is invariably applied in industry for conversion of electrical power into mechanical power. As we know that we use alternating current for generation, transmission, and distribution. So AC machines finds more applications, but due to some advantages, DC machines still finds more applications. The advantages are it has high starting torque, speed control of DC motors are very fine and very precise. A DC generator is an electrical machine which converts mechanical energy into direct current electricity. It is very important in DC generators that conductors should be rotating. Otherwise, commutator would not be able to perform conversion of AC into DC. Dynamically induced EMF is produced when any of one quantity, either conductor or flux, is rotating. It is used for general lighting. It is also used for charging batteries because it can be made to have constant output voltage. It is also used to give excitation to the alternators. It is also used for small power supplies. A direct current or DC motor converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. It is one of two basic types of motors. The other type is alternating current or AC motor. Among DC motors, there are shunt wound, series wound, compound wound, and permanent magnet motors. Small DC motors are used in tools, toys, and appliances. The universal motor can operate on direct current, but a lightweight brushed motor is used for portable power tools and appliances. Larger DC motors are currently used in propulsion of electrical vehicles, elevators, and hoists, and also used in drives for steel rolling mills. A transformer is defined as a passive electrical device that transfers electrical energy from one circuit to another through the process of electromagnetic induction. It is most commonly used to increase, that is step up, or decrease, that is step down, voltage levels between circuits. There are various types of transformers such as step up transformer, step down transformer, current transformer, potential transformer, impedance matching transformer, pulse transformer, air core transformer, power transformer, distribution transformer, single phase transformer, three phase transformer, auto transformers, etc. As we can see by their names, there are various applications of transformer in various areas. A transformer is a device that is used either to raise voltages or to lower the levels of voltages or currents in an electrical circuit. In modern electrical distribution systems, transformers are used to boost voltage levels so as to decrease line losses during transmission. As we can understand, there is an equation, that is the amount of power transfer is equal to Vs into Vr upon X into sin del. Vs is sending end voltage and Vr is receiving end voltage, whereas X is line impedance and del is the rotor angle or load angle. So we can see that if we increase the sending end voltage and receiving end voltage, then the power transfer capacity of the line increases. So with the help of a step up transformer, that is power transformer, we increase the voltage level of the system. So the capacity to transmit power from one position to another position becomes much higher. And we know that the efficiency of transformer is almost in between 96 to 99%. It is transformers because of which AC transmission becomes so popular. It is very interesting machine to study. You can see transformers everywhere in power system. Power transformers are used in transmission systems, whereas distribution transformers are used in distribution system. The basic construction of transformer consists conservator tank, main tank, tank cover, drain off, breather, low voltage brushes, cooling tubes, etc. The single phase transformers are widely used in commercial low voltage application as electronic devices. They operate as a step down voltage transformer and decrease the home voltage value to the value suitable for electronic supplying for electronic appliances. There is a diagram of single phase transformer here. There are two types of winding in single phase transformer, that is low voltage winding and high voltage winding. If the source is connected to low voltage winding, the transformer is called as step up transformer, and if the source is connected to high voltage winding, the transformer is called as step down transformer. So there is no primary, no secondary. If you are connecting source to high voltage winding, the primary is high voltage side, and if source is connected to low voltage winding, the primary is at low voltage winding. So here we are connecting source from this side, that is for NP, and load is connected in the secondary side. The current starts flowing to the primary side and a magnetomotive force produces, due to which flux produces in the core. The secondary winding cuts this magnetic flux and EMF gets induced into it. When we connect load in the secondary current starts flowing into it. There are many applications of three-phase transformers. Three-phase transformers are widely used as power transformers, distribution transformers, and in electrical grids. Some loads such as industrial and commercial require three-phase transformers to meet their demand. The transmission voltage such as 132 kV or 220 kV, we need a step up and a step down in both ends of transmission lines. So we have to get three-phase transformers in these transmission lines. When a current carrying coil is kept in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. Due to this force, motor rotates. This requires two supplies, one for current carrying conductor or coil and the other for electromagnet to have magnetic field. So when motors require two supplies, they are called as doubly excited machines. Induction motors are very popular because it is single excited motor. Its construction is very simple and it is very easy to handle, and the construction is very robust, and maintenance and repair is also very easy, and the cost of induction motors are also low. It is an alternating current motor in which torque is produced by the reaction between a varying magnetic field generated in the stator and the current induced in the coils of the rotor. It works on the principle of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. That's why its name is induction motor. It is the more than 90% of applications of all the motors is induction motor. Induction motors are very popular among all the motors we use because of its simplicity, and it is singly excited. Usually we study three-phase any machine of three-phase later and single phase first, but in case of induction motors in books we study three-phase induction motor first and single phase induction motor later. As we have seen in transformers, we study single phase transformer first and three-phase transformers later, but in case of induction motor we study three-phase induction motor first and single phase induction motor later, because naturally the motor the working of motor produces in 3 phase, and we do some mechanical changes and makes this motor for single phase. That is the reason we study 3 phase induction motor first and single phase induction motor in later. It requires a rotating magnetic flux RMF. In 3 phase induction motors, when we supply a balanced and symmetrical supply to a 3 phase wounded stator, automatically we get a rotating magnetic field, which speed is synchronous speed. So, in case of single phase induction motor, we do not get any rotating magnetic field of any amplitude. So, we have to make a single phase to 2 phase with the help of capacitors, and then we can get a rotating magnetic field. In case of 3 phase induction motor, the amplitude of that magnetic field is 1.5 m, and in case of single phase induction motors, where we get 2 phase through the capacitors, we get a constant rotating magnetic field of amplitude 5 m. So, in case of 3 phase induction motor, 3 phase induction motor is singly excited AC machine which is connected to 3 phase supply. In this motor, stator is directly connected to supply and rotor gets excited by means of induction, while rotor never catch the speed of stator. So, the gap between the speed of rotating magnetic field, that is synchronous speed, and the rotor is called as slip. 3 phase AC induction motors are widely used in industrial and commercial applications. These are two types of 3 phase induction motors, squirrel cage and slip ring motors. Also, the type of single phase induction motor is also two, that is squirrel cage and slip ring induction motors. Squirrel cage motors are widely used due to their robust construction and simple design. There are various disadvantages of slip ring induction motors, but it has a single advantage, that is it has high starting torque, and in case of squirrel cage motors, we do not get simply higher starting torques, but with some constructional changes in squirrel cage motors, we get high starting torques. A single phase induction motor consists of a single phase winding which is mounted on the stator of the motor and a cage winding placed on the rotor. A pulsating magnetic field is produced when the stator winding of a single phase induction motor is energized by a single phase supply. The single phase motors are simple in construction, cheap in cost, reliable, and easy to repair and maintain. Due to all these advantages, the single phase induction motor finds its application in vacuum cleaners, fans, washing machines, centrifugal pumps, blowers, etc. And we know that in our cooler, single phase induction motors are used. In our fans, single phase induction motors are used. So, in our home, mostly we use single phase induction motors. There is a double field excitation theory which states that with the help of single phase we cannot get a rotating magnetic flux. So, we use capacitors, and that is the reason there are two types of single phase induction motors, capacitor start induction motor, and the second one is capacitor start capacitor run induction motors. It is the most widely used motor, that is single phase induction motors. The common name for synchronous generator and synchronous motor is synchronous machine. A synchronous machine is an electrical machine whose rotating speed is proportional to the frequency of alternating current supply and independent of load. A synchronous machine is an AC machine whose satisfactory operation depends on the maintenance of the relationship Ns is equal to 120F upon P, where Ns is synchronous speed in RPM, rotation per minute or revolution per minute, F is supply frequency, and P with the number of poles. Synchronous generators or alternators are machines that generates an alternating voltage when its armature or field is rotated by the motor, an engine or other means. The output frequency is exactly proportional to the speed at which the generator is driven. The synchronous generator or alternator is an electrical machine that converts the mechanical power from a prime mover into an AC electrical power at a particular voltage and frequency. It works on the principle of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Almost all power plants uses alternators for generation of electricity. It has many advantages in generation, transmission and distribution systems. The large synchronous generators are used in nuclear, hydro and thermal power systems for electricity generation. The synchronous generators are also used for variable speed wind turbine applications. Due to their low rotational synchronous speed that produces the voltage at grid frequency, and using an AVR automatic voltage regulator for the excitation of the field voltage, the output voltage of synchronous generator can be controlled. As we can see in the diagram, the view of synchronous generator, there is a excitation voltage, DC voltage, DC source is connected in the field winding for getting electromagnet, and there is a armature winding, 3-phase armature winding over there. Synchronous motors are doubly excited machines. It is not singly excited like induction motors. A synchronous electric motor is an AC motor in which at a steady state the rotation of the shaft is synchronized with the frequency of the supply current. The rotation period is exactly equal to an integral number of AC cycles. The synchronous motor and induction motor are the most widely used types of AC motor. Usually, synchronous motors are used for applications where precise and constant speed is required. Low power applications of these motors includes positioning machines. These are also applied in robot actuators, ball mills, clocks. Record player turntables also make use of synchronous motors. These are the applications of synchronous motors. Usually, we study 3-phase, any machine of 3-phase later and single phase first. But in case of induction motors, in books, we study 3-phase induction motor first and single phase induction motor later. As we have seen in transformers, we study single phase transformer first and 3-phase transformers later. But in case of induction motor, we study 3-phase induction motor first and single phase induction motor later. Because naturally the working of motor produces in 3-phase, and we do some mechanical changes and makes this motor for single phase. That is the reason we study 3-phase induction motor first and single phase induction motor in later. It requires a rotating magnetic flux, RMF. In 3-phase induction motors, when we supply a balanced and symmetrical supply to a 3-phase wounded stator, automatically we get a rotating magnetic field, which speed is synchronous speed. So, in case of single phase induction motor, we do not get any rotating magnetic field of any amplitude. So we have to make a single phase to two phase with the help of capacitors, and then we can get a rotating magnetic field. In case of three phase induction motor, the amplitude of that magnetic field is 1.55 m, and in case of single phase induction motors, where we get two phase through the capacitors, we get a constant rotating magnetic field of amplitude 5 m. So in case of three phase induction motor is singly excited AC machine which is connected to three phase supply. In this motor, stator is directly connected to supply and rotor gets excited by means of induction, while rotor never catch the speed of stator. So the gap between the speed of rotating magnetic field, that is synchronous speed, and the rotor is called as slip. Three phase AC induction motors are widely used in industrial and commercial applications. These are two types of three phase induction motors: squirrel cage and slip ring motors. Also the type of single phase induction motor is also two, that is squirrel cage and slip ring induction motors. Squirrel cage motors are widely used due to their robust construction and simple design. There are various disadvantages of slip ring induction motors, but it has a single advantage, that is it has high starting torque, and in case of squirrel cage motors we do not get simply higher starting torques, but with some constructional changes in squirrel cage motors we get high starting torques. For study purpose, the subject electrical machine is divided into two parts. In third semester in electrical machine 1 we study DC machines and transformers. In fourth semester in electrical machine 2 we study induction machines and synchronous machines. The detailed syllabus of electrical machine 1 consists 5 units. The name of the first unit is magnetic circuits, that is magnetic fields and magnetic circuits. It consists review of magnetic circuits, that is magnetomotive force, flux, reluctance, inductance, review of Ampere law, Biot-Savart law, visualization of magnetic fields, and influence of highly permeable materials on magnetic flux lines. The name of unit 2 is electromagnetic force and torque. It consists BH curve of magnetic materials, flux linkage versus current characteristic of magnetic circuits, linear and non-linear magnetic circuits, energy stored in magnetic circuit, force as a partial derivative of stored energy with respect to position of a moving element, torque as a partial derivative of stored energy with respect to angular position of a rotating element. For examples, galvanometer coil, relay contact, lifting magnet, rotating element with eccentricity of or saliency. The name of the third unit is DC machines. It consists basic construction of a DC machine, magnetic structure, stator yoke, stator poles, pole faces or shoes, air gap and armature core, visualization of magnetic field produced by field winding excitation with armature winding open, air gap flux density distribution, flux per pole, induced EMF in an armature coil, armature winding and commutation, elementary armature coil and commutator, lap and wave windings, construction of commutator, linear commutation, derivation of back EMF equation, armature MMF wave, derivation of torque equation, armature reaction, air gap flux density distribution with armature reaction. The name of fourth unit is DC machine, that is motoring and generation. It consists armature circuit equation for motoring and generation, types of field excitations, separately excited, shunt and series, open circuit characteristic of separately excited DC generator, back EMF with armature reaction, voltage buildup in shunt generator, critical field resistance and critical speed, VI characteristic and torque speed characteristic of separately excited shunt and series motors, speed control through armature voltage, losses, load testing and back-to-back testing of DC machines. The fifth unit consists of transformers. It includes both single phase transformer and three phase transformer. It consists principle, construction and operation of single phase transformers, equivalent circuit, phasor diagram, voltage regulation, losses and efficiency testing, open circuit and short circuit tests, polarity test, back-to-back test, separation of hysteresis and eddy current losses, three phase transformer, construction, types of connection and their comparative features, that is in three phase transformer, parallel operation of single phase and three phase transformer, auto transformers, construction, principle, application and comparison with two winding transformer, magnetic current, effect of nonlinear BH curve of magnetic core material, harmonics in magnetization current, phase conversion, Scott connection, three phase to six phase conversion, tap changing transformers, no load and on load tap changing of transformers, three winding transformers, cooling of transformers. These are all in 5 units of syllabus of electrical machine 1. The outcome of this course is, for the students, they get ability to formulate and then analyze the working of any electrical machine using mathematical model under loaded and unloaded conditions. The second thing they will understand is, and they will have is, skill to analyze the response of any electrical machine. The third one is the ability to troubleshoot the operation of an electrical machine. The fourth one is ability to select a suitable measuring instrument for a given application. And they will also get the ability to estimate and correct deviations in measurements due to the influence of instrument and due to the accuracy of the instrument. These are all they get after the completion of this course.